In honor of Halloween, our own KBVR FM station is dedicated an entire day to Halloween songs through the decades. We'll be stopping by to see what they're up to. Happy Halloween, and welcome to your Wednesday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Kristy Wilkinson.
And I'm Allison Headley. We're glad you could join us tonight. Stacey Edwards, a health educator here at OSU in the Department of Student Health Services, has recently received a $15,000 grant for her work on campus. The grant was presented by the American Thoracic Society Foundation and the American Lung Association in Oregon. The award will provide funding to her project reducing non-daily smoking among OSU students. Edwards headed the recent Smoke-Free OSU project that took effect September 1st. Edwards' new project focused on non-daily smokers, and so they finally quit smoking. Congratulations, Stacey.
As Hurricane Sandy blows through the East Coast, it has left billions of dollars worth of damage. While we're lucky enough to not see the results of the storm here at Corvallis, the community is affected in a more political way. With the election just around the corner, both President Obama and Governor Romney have put their campaigning aside and have gone to help the best they can. Now, most of the swing states in the country are located on the East Coast, and since this has been one of the closest elections our country has seen in decades, the unknown voters are more important than ever. Neither President Obama or Governor Romney have issued statements regarding the future of the election. If the ballots are postponed over on the East Coast, or even if the ballots are moved to a handwritten voting, the election results will take even longer. This means those of us here at OSU will have to wait even longer to find out who the next president will be. Have you voted yet?
Yes, I actually just turned in my absentee ballot. What about you?
I haven't voted yet, but I'll be turning it in at the library.
2 weeks ago, we reported on all of the homecoming events that were going on, as well as the competition to see which Greek house would win the homecoming trophy. This year's winners are Chi Omega and Sigma Phi Epsilon. This is the 11th time that Chi Omega has won homecoming in the past 12 years. Points have been based on several events, including a tug of war, a homecoming float, pub trivia, a scavenger hunt, a chant-off, a Facebook photo contest, those decorations, and checking in at the Alumni Center. Congratulations, Chi Omega and Sigma Phi Epsilon.
Missing the Halloween tunes in your life? Wishing there was a station that could fuel your Halloween hunger? KBVR FM will have a Halloween-only playlist for the entire day. Today I spoke to KBVR FM station manager Kurt Hagan for The Scoop.
Ghosts and ghost busting. The controversy builds, more sightings are reported. Some maintain that these professional paranormal eliminators in New York are the cause of it all.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. My name's DJ K. Hertz. I am the station manager for KBVR FM 88.7 on your transistor dial. And today is Halloween, where we're featuring all Halloween jams on KBVR FM. 24 hours, all day long Halloween music, anywhere from the Nightmare Before Christmas dubstep remix to Rodriguez's Sugar Man. So stay tuned in on KBVR.com, tunein.com, or 88.7 FM.
Some maintain that these professional paranormal eliminators in New York are the cause of it all.
Civil War is just around the corner. We're currently fighting with U of O on another battlefield. The Pacific Source Healthy Life Civil War Challenge encourages beavers and ducks to be active and civic-minded. This is the second year of the challenge, and it runs until November 21st. The Pacific Source Healthy Challenge summons beavers to participate and to promise to be healthy for 30 days in one of 4 categories. These categories include healthy eating, tobacco cessation, stress reduction, or physical activity. For every pledge that signs up, Pacific Source will donate $1 to a local charity up to $10,000. The charities include the Mid-Willamette Family YMCA of Albany and the Lynn Benton Food Share in Corvallis. All participants who pledge by November 21st will be entered into a drawing for a free pair of Civil War tickets.
The Environmental and Molecular Toxicology Seminar will be taking place tomorrow in the Agricultural and Life Science Room at noon in room 4001. The seminar will discuss how pollution in the air can affect your child's healthy development before they are born. The seminar will be led by Julie B. Herbstman, Ph.D. Assistant Professor of Environmental Health and Service, Mailman School of Public Health, Columbia.
Are you interested in becoming a personal trainer? If so, Dixon is offering a personal trainer class this term on Wednesdays and Fridays in Multipurpose Room 2. On Wednesdays, the class goes from 5:30 until 8:30 p.m., and on Fridays, the class starts at 2 and goes until 5. The introduction to personal training includes practical and theoretical training. The class costs $100 for students and rec sports members and goes until November 16th.
Last Friday, General Jeffrey Buchanan gave a presentation in regard to the relationship between the media and the military. Buchanan is the Deputy Commanding General in Washington and came to OSU to discuss how free speech and free press in the media has reflected the war in Iraq. His presentation stressed how mediums of communications are changing and how to establish a trusting relationship between the media and the military. We have a clip from the presentation and a subsequent interview with reporter Amanda Ontel for you now.
I think that we have to work hard from a military perspective to build relations with the media.
What would you say is the most important factor in trust between the military and the media?
Well, I do think it's those four factors, but we really got to work hard to understand each other. I think that we need to understand each other. We need to understand what our culture is, what our values are, and then we've got to work hard to maintain those values.
One thing the general said, the private can tell a story just as good as the general can, or just as good as the sergeant can, or just as good as the lieutenant. And being a student veteran and now part of the media, I came away with a better understanding of how to be a little bit more professional in the media, try and ask the questions. I think that, everything that he said, trying to understand the media better as a veteran is equally important, especially with my counterparts in the new media major.
When people like me want to communicate with people of your age, what are I'm just going to ask a question, what do you think some of the breakdowns or the pitfalls are? I mean, if the way I communicate with you is by lecturing you, how positive is that? How well do you receive that? Not very well. That's not how you communicate. That's not how you communicate with each other. And so I'm going to go back to Captain Allgaier here. What's the average age of the folks? Yeah, I know you're not wearing a watch. What's the average age of the folks in your company?
Average age folks in my company? Oh, probably between 18 and 23.
Okay. And how did they communicate?
Cell phone, Facebook.
So if he relied only on him in what I would call the transmission mode, him lecturing other people, or he's going to put out something and not receive it, and his means of putting it out. In my case, if I relied solely on radio and television, who am I going to reach? The people who listen to the radio and watch TV, which is not necessarily the people we want to reach. When you look at the world, you have to understand how the world communicates. And as a leader, if you want to communicate with an audience, you need to understand that audience and figure out how they communicate, and then be able to operate in that sphere.
On Thursday, November 1st, a symposium to commemorate the centennial of women's suffrage in Oregon will be held in the LaSalle Stewart Center. The symposium, titled Women Citizen, Past, Present, and Future, starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. The symposium will continue on November 2nd, beginning at 9:30 a.m. This event is sponsored by many schools on campus, which include the School of History, Philosophy, and Religion, the School of Language and Culture, and the School of Public Policy.
If you love poetry, the International Resource Center has food for your hunger. Beyond the Spoken Word will be held tonight in the International Resource Center. Here, you can bring your own poems or poems that you would like to hear aloud. Beyond the Spoken Word will be held from 6 to 7 every other day. Wednesday and is open to all Oregon State students.
Kim Calder, Faculty Services Coordinator for the College of Business, was recently given the PFLA, Personal Faculty Leadership Association, Our Hero Award. Her nominators said that Calder enhances the image of OSU through her professionalism, organization, and positive energy. Calder was the mastermind behind the behind the success of multiple individual and department moves regarding Bexel, Milam, and Strand Halls this summer. Congratulations, Kim. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. But before we close tonight's show, we're going to our sports report for the evening with Fred Nesbitt.
Happy Halloween, Beaver Nation. This Saturday night, the Beaver football team will look to get back on the winning track after losing their first game of the year to the Washington Huskies 20-17 in Seattle. The Arizona State Sun Devils will play against the Beavers at home on Saturday. Cody Voss will be leading the Beavers offense against the Sun Devils, who are 5-3 overall and 3-2 in the Pac-12. The Beavers are 6-1 on the season and 4-1 in the Pac-12. This Sunday, November 4th, the men's and women's basketball teams will play an exhibition doubleheader with the Beaver ladies playing against Seattle Pacific at 5 o'clock, and the Beaver men's team will play Lewis and Clark at 7:30. Both basketball teams have had a great deal of success last season as they each played well during the postseason. The Beaver men return a number of players who had great seasons last year. Leading those are junior guard Roberto Nelson and senior center Angus Brandt and junior forward Joe Burton. The ladies are being led by junior guard Alyssa Martin. Now returning to football. I would predict that the team will rebound from the loss in a big way and perform as they have for much of the season and make alumni, students, and dads very happy. That's your Beaver News Sports Report. I'm Fred Nesbitt, and have a good night.
Thanks, Fred. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Kristy Wilkinson.
And I'm Allison Headley. Happy Halloween, everyone.